Hello, little dragon boy. The bestest baby bean that ever has been. Oh, sleepy girl.
Alright, I'm going on an errand. A few errands, actually. Before the Poetry Brothel! Woo! My call time is at 5, which always makes me a little nervous. Because somehow, even though I always get started around like 3 p.m. getting ready, somehow it creeps up on me. For anyone worried that this is recording, it's literally on a mount, and I pressed record, and I'm gonna have to cut a lot of blank space down because I'm not touching it. I just wanted it to kind of look like you were sitting in the car with me, like next to me. It occurs to me it's probably not the most flattering of angles. I need one of those lipstick cameras that The Office would use when they ever did car scenes. Alas, I do not have one. Yesterday, Angelique was watching Philip DeFranco, and he was going through the news, as he does, and mentioned that the Senate had, like, unanimously voted to ban TikTok on government phones. I understand that a lot of social media is banned. Like, actually, I think all of them at this point. But again, because that passed, another bill was trying to ban it entirely. I know there have been a lot of these. I know they have all failed. I know that currently this particular one has very little support. But something about that just hit me in a way that, I don't know, it hit a nerve. And to some extent, I think part of it is I'm just tired of the attempts. You know what I mean? Like, on a much grander scale than this, obviously. And even saying that, I know someone's going to bring up, like, hey, these are not the same. I know they're not the same. But marriage equality, for instance, which thankfully just had a Protection Act to go through, which is freaking awesome! But I also know that might not mean anything. Because what we've learned, so, like, especially with Roe v. Wade being overturned, like, what's today could change tomorrow. I don't know. But until that, there were constant bills attempting to attack marriage equality. And yeah, none of them made it through. But after a while, you just kind of get exhausted with people trying to do it. Is it actually hurting you? No. But then you keep reading about it, and there are some people who support it, and it's just like, And obviously, again, a freaking social media being banned is a much smaller scale issue. But if you've been following my odd online career, you know I've done quite a few different things, and it seems like something might be going really well, and then for whatever reason, it gets kind of cut off at the knees before it really goes anywhere. The big one that always comes to mind, I don't know if I've talked about this super publicly. I might have mentioned it live once, but I can say it now, because the executive that I'm pretty sure is responsible for it hasn't been with the company in a very long time because they got let go, and then the company itself doesn't really exist anymore. When I was working for Geek and Sundry, after a point, I started to notice, and if you've been with me that long, you might have started to notice because a few people pointed it out, that my videos were not getting promoted by any of the socials after a while. And I was like, that's weird. Why? I didn't figure out why for a while, but I was like, that's strange. And then I had it confirmed from the lovely human who was running social years after the fact that she had been told not to promote mine specifically. Putting things together, you might have also seen after a certain point, before Geek and Sundry moved over to all live content for the most part, they were trying to pitch a show that was eerily similar to what I was doing with a much more famous male YouTuber. I bear him no ill will, but seeing all that was like, what? I gave you okay. I don't believe any of these were actually ever personal. Even when the social media manager was told specifically not to promote my videos, and I think only my videos, I did not take that, like, I don't think that was personal. I might have taken it personally, but I don't think the idea was personal. I think they saw this is a good idea. What would happen if we put a bigger name behind it? Has been a theme in my career. And maybe part of that is because I have never been a specialist. I do a bunch of different things. And as much as I love Los Angeles is not great with multi-potentialites. It's just not. It wants you to be just a writer, or just an actor, or just a musician. It struggles a lot with multi-potentialites. I'm not saying there aren't those out there. If you look at very multifaceted celebrities, a lot of times they got there from one thing, and then once they had made a name, then they branched out. And I respect that. I respect that hustle. I can't do that. I can't. I mean, I suppose I'm focusing mostly on my writing because I don't need anyone's permission or assistance to do it. But my brain just cannot focus on one thing and one thing only. I like trying new things. I love new experiences. It's who I am. And I'm slowly coming to terms with that. And this is my very weird, rambling, long-winded way of saying, even though I know all of that, with my own history around struggling with getting my work out there, I felt very discouraged. Today, not as much. Today I'm less in the emotional response and more in the pragmatic. And like, maybe it will, maybe it won't. Let's continue on. Let's cover our bases, not put all our eggs in one basket. Maybe see if we can get any of those lovely TikTok folks over here, just because frankly, YouTube will actually show you my stuff, whereas TikTok is kind of fickle in that regard. So we'll see. I'm gonna try and cross post, and if you are new to my YouTube, hello! If you've been here a while, I'm gonna start posting a lot of my TikToks on YouTube Shorts because I don't want to lose them if that app just goes away one day. Who knows? It may not. I don't know. Nothing is certain. Nothing is certain. And sometimes that's great, and sometimes it's just exhausting. And I'm sure it'll work itself out one way or the other, no matter what. Scratch like 2 of the errands I was gonna run because it is already going on 3 o'clock. I had to waste like 20 minutes because I got the things I needed from Home Goods. And then as I was in the line, like got up to the cashier, realized didn't have my wallet. So I had to run back to my car. I didn't leave it at the bank. I don't know if it's the ADD acting up or what, but time management today has been a struggle, clearly. So I'm gonna grab food because I haven't really eaten. I'm gonna head back and start getting ready. It's just what I'm gonna do. Remember how I said I was not doing well with time management? Well, running a tiny bit late. But they give us an hour to show up. And partially it was because of work stuff, so I'm not gonna feel bad about that.
Roses at her feet, and the wind gently covers the skin of her cheeks with secrets.
Company. But when I arrived, I feel like someone mentioned something about corporate America. Yeah, I think I got this one from you, so you're to blame. Okay, just give me a minute. Per my last email, detailing my displeasure in calm and careful measure so that my tone cannot be blamed or framed as evidence I'm unfit. It's plain you're full of... Per my last email, you failed yet again to read. I'll concede you're a tool. Fooled all your superiors so far up their posteriors you can smell their toothpaste. Post haste, let's include them. Delude them no longer. Men are stronger, so you say. So display your malady. Banality to the nth degree. Your persistent mediocrity is the coal that fuels our impasse. It sucks my soul while you're still sucking. I can't be absolved. Each attempt devolves. Resolved, I'll to jail. Per my last email, my answer, you goddamn cancer of a creature. Feature this in your newsletter. My progress as a go-getter? Better trade my stock for alibi. Amplify where I have tiptoed. Reload my bullet points in a gun. Still wouldn't get the job done. Yes! Your Honor, in my defense, the man was dense. And true, in lieu of violence, silence was not my only choice, but rejoice in silver lining, redefining a liability is dead. Merry Christmas. We're no longer in the red.
All right. Whew. The night is over. Oh, I feel pretty good. It was a little bit odd, a little bit sparser than normal, but I feel good about it. And I don't feel super exhausted or drained, so that is kudos and points. So I keep saying the word so. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna de-echo, and then I'm gonna climb into bed in my jammies and snuggle Angelique.